button.
Why? Oh my God! Thank you very much, but no, thank you.
Oh, so did I tell you? Speaking of those,
what?
So I, in between my jobs, I wanted to get health insurance.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, So I went online, dummy.
Oh, God.
I must have got within the first 15 minutes, 50 robocalls from, all the agents saying, oh my gosh, I want to do this. And I want to do that. So I'm going to call you out, Kaiser, because you're the only one that does this. I get a call from Kaiser and I was like, oh, hey, this is what I'm interested in. And they said, okay, well, it's $549 a month. And I'm all, for medical insurance for one person. And she's like, yeah. And because my old company paid my insurance. Yeah. And I've been, I'm a relic. So I've never had to pay for medical insurance. So I was like, I don't know when I'm going to get my next gig. So I just want to make sure I'm covered. And I wound up getting my next gig in 2 weeks or whatever. But anyway, I said, well, what does that include? And they were like, well, it includes emergency room and all this stuff. And I said, well, take that off. And they're like, well, it's 400 and some. And I said, oh my God, how is anybody supposed to pay this? Mm-hmm. And I said, well, what does that include? And they said, pediatrics and childbirth and stuff like that. And I said, I don't have kids and I don't want kids.
Right.
And
what the hell?
And the guy goes, well, that's standard.
What?
And I'm all, for who? Not me. I don't want anything. Listen, you're lucky if you leave your kid with me that they come out unscathed. I'm like, God, I'm like, what? There's a kid? I was like, no, I'm great with kids. But I was like, what? No. And he goes, well, that's standard. We can't take it off. I said, well, then I have no need for you. Bye. Because it was an extra $125 a month.
That is ridiculous.
Nobody else that I had spoken to did that.
I don't have health insurance at all.
Oh, well, I got to give you a tip.
Okay.
Oh, but then one other person called, and I was on the other line, and I picked up, and I was like, hello? And she goes, yes, you called about... And I said, oh, I'm on the other line right now. And she's like, then why'd you pick up the effing phone and hung up on me?
You're freaking kidding me.
So let me tell you, I got off that call, and I
Did
called that number back.
I knew you would.
And I was like, I want to talk to a supervisor.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, get them on the phone now. And then I got... There's no supervisor on duty now. I was like, unless you're calling from your garage, there is a supervisor.
Yeah.
Get them on the effing phone
BS.
now. I said, someone's going to get fired.
Oh, my gosh.
The end.
I love you. I love it. I love that you hate businesses and you get so angry. It makes me so laugh
Seriously,
so hard.
Stay home if you're having a bad day.
Okay, so virginity stories.
Yes.
I'll go first.
Yes, because I don't know this about you.
You don't?
No,
Are you serious?
Even though you have 2 children, as far as I'm concerned, you're still a virgin.
God, hell no, lately. Okay, so in high school, I had 3 no-nos. And I would not have sex. I would not go down on a guy, and I wouldn't let a guy go down on me. Those were my 3 no-nos. I stuck to those, had steadfast throughout high school. For some reason, I was just really, that was important to me to save it.
What about, like they say with some people, was the booty okay?
No, they couldn't stick anything up my butt. Oh, God. I didn't even know about butt stuff back then. Oh, my God. No, but, I touched my first penis when I was in 12th, when I was a senior, Chris Strobeljan. And,
okay, that's not bad.
And it was, huge. But I think it's just because it's
that
the first
seems to
one.
Follow you around.
Anyway, I did stuff like that. We played around, we touched and stuff, but I never did any of those other things. Then I get to college, and I'm in the dorms. It was called El Conquistador at the time at San Diego State. I don't know what it's called now. It's something Towers. And there was this game that we played. The RA, who's the resident manager, on the floor. I was on the second floor, and it was boys and girls.
Oh boy, I bet that was
boys and girls.
I wonder how many unwanted pregnancies came out of that.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So they did a thing where you pick your name, you picked a name out of a hat, and that person, you'd have to give like a certain themed gift every day. So I was getting like these poems and these like cool things, and then this one card, it said, I wear ROTC blue on Thursdays. And I thought it was this guy who used to wear a bullet around his neck, like this really short, weird looking guy. I was like, oh no, it's him. So it was reveal day. And my person wasn't there because he had to go to a frat party or a frat like initiation thing. So I'm like, oh my God, so who is it? So finally I find out who it is, and I was cutting somebody's hair, believe it or not, while I was doing that in somebody's room. And he walks into the room, and I swear there was this light that was shining around him. I'm like, oh my God, he's the guy. And so
Was he hot?
We hook up.
Oh my God.
And it goes to that level.
So your 3 no-nos became yeses?
Well, there was one no-no. I didn't do the 2. I did the main no-no. And I remember looking at, it was in his dorm room, and I remember those side, what are they called? The clocks that were green.
Oh, yes.
That had the green numbers, you know.
Yeah.
I just remember staring at that while it was happening. And I'm like, is it over? Like, I didn't know if it was over or had it begun. Well, it turned out like something happened before. Like, it was an early release.
Oh.
Let me say that. But then after that, it got better. That person, Dave Kane. I ended up marrying him.
My God.
I know. You wouldn't mind me telling
I'm
this story.
so glad I didn't say what I was going to say. We would have had to start this all over
So
again.
he was my first everything.
Oh
First
my
love,
God.
first sex, first that, and first the other thing.
Well, see, you kept it good.
I know, but I mean, we had broken up after, here and there.
Yeah.
So there were other guys, but isn't that weird that I married the guy that took my virginity?
That is so fun. I did not.
You didn't know it was Dave Kane?
No, I didn't know that, and I did not marry the first person. No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Well, most people don't.
No.
Hello?
Wait a minute. Did I? No.
No, you've only been married once, right?
Yeah, no, I did not. So.
Okay, go.
I had moved it. I had not moved out of my house yet. This is right before I had moved out. I had started modeling, and I was working like part-time at a record store. And this really good-looking guy kept coming in. And one night he said to me, if you answer this question right, I'm going to take you out. And if you answer it wrong, then you have to take me out. And I was like, well, what if I don't want either?
Whoa.
And he said, oh.
Intrigued.
And yeah, so he was a doctor.
Oh.
And I answered the question right. I don't even remember what it was. And so he said, okay, well, we're going to go out. So we went out, and it was very above board. There was no, we didn't hit the sheets like the first time. I was like, no, you can't look at my no-no bits, And so we started to see each other. And one weekend he said, I want you to come over and spend. And he lived right down the street from you. From where you live now.
Where I live now?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Right down the street from. So every time I go to your house, I was like, oh.
Oh, my gosh.
So I had my mom and my brother were in Arizona. And my dad was home. And I'm the worst liar on the planet.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, Dad, I'm going to go stay with my friend this weekend. I'm going to stay with her while she house sits and watch her dog or some big line of BS. And my dad was like, all right. So I come home on a Sunday afternoon, and my dad's like, so how was, asking me all these questions. And I had my own landline with my own number that I paid
fancy.
for.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You're big time.
My princess phone, with the voice, the answering machine.
Oh, that was.
Oh yeah, big time. So I was listening to my messages, and he had left me a message saying, "Can't wait to see you again." Hot stuff or something. I don't remember something like that. And I remember my dad came in and I was like, I stopped it. And my dad's all, so tell me all about your weekend. And I'm thinking, why are you so invested in like the lie that I told, and I'm thinking this is weird. So I thought as long as I don't look at him, I'm not going to give anything away. Because the minute I turn around, he'll know the jig is up. So he said, listen, I don't want you to see Mr. X anymore. And I just remember freezing. And I was like, oh, my God. And my dad was like a military guy. Like,
he didn't know you were gay?
No.
You hadn't come out yet?
No. And I was scared to death. The minute he said it, I was like, oh, no. And I said, oh, my God. What? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, really? And he said, and my dad was an architect, so he would come home all the time. That son of a bitch! Like, always complaining about one of his clients.
Right.
And I never knew who he was talking about. And so my dad goes, do you know that client that I'm always talking about? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, imagine my surprise when I had to drop off yet another set of revised plans at his house.
No way.
And guess whose car was in the driveway? And I go, whose?
Oh, busted.
And he goes, well, who else drives a yellow Toyota Tercel? And I was like, hundreds of people, I'm sure. I mean, I was caught red-handed. And he goes, look, I don't care who you choose to love or like, but he goes, I don't care. He goes, but just make sure that you're safe and that you're not doing stupid things and you're not letting someone tell you what you should do with your body or your heart or whatever. He said, and my dad was telling me this and I was looking at him like, are you a unicorn? Like, who are you?
Oh
like,
my God, it's so beautiful.
The one person that I was the most afraid of finding out was the one that was
the most understanding. Oh my gosh.
And then he was like, oh, by the way, you might want to hide your porn. And I was like, what? Like, and he's like, if your mother ever found it, she would kill you. And I was like, oh no, because my mom was very religious.
Oh.
And so he's like, and then he does like the total Whitney Houston, like finger in your face, like, oh, and by the way, don't tell your mother. And I was like, why? And he goes, because she would drop dead and then she would rise and haunt us from her grave.
That you're gay?
Yeah. She went out finding out later.
Was she okay with it?
Initially, no.
Okay.
No,
because of the religious thing?
Oh, yeah. And then it was the whole, like, what did I do wrong?
Oh,
what did I do?
Oh.
But I wound up, my dad's like, just end things.
With that doctor
With
guy.
the doctor. And so I went over to his house and I was like, I need to talk to you. Like, I said, I can't see you anymore.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, oh, that's unfortunate because he said we hadn't like really slept together yet.
Right.
Like the official, like, lay it down. Like,
yes.
Yeah, bang it out thing. And so he was very, very much a gentleman and everything. Well, when I met my next man, I didn't waste any time.
He didn't. So that was you lost your virginity the next time. The next time. But,
yeah. And I literally like I walked in, I was like, hey, yeah, stick it in. Like I was like,
oh my God, he got you all hot and bothered, that first guy. Oh my gosh.
But we were together for 7 years.
You were? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
See, both of us kind of did, both of us are the same sort of way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I love hearing about that. God, I feel like I know you so much better, and I feel like I feel like teary about you being bullied and about how your dad found out. It's just great.
Isn't that sweet?
It's
I'm
sweet.
So
I love you even more
vulnerable.
now. You
I love
are
you
so vulnerable. It's a hard word to say. Okay.
And I wasn't like a big whore and lost it to like 5 people at one time.
Okay, good. Or the train, as
train,
Tamara
yeah.
said about Kelly. You and my OC.
I did not lose my virginity by pulling a train, no.
That's good to know.
I know,
Good to
right?
know. Okay, so we have a taste test, but I have to tell you something.
What?
I don't